Welcome back to the English Master Channel. I'm Kim.
And I'm Pete. This is episode 8, and we're so glad you could join us.
Today we have a very important topic. It's something many people find challenging, especially in a new language. We're talking about applying for a job.
That's right. From finding the right job to the final interview, it can be a stressful process. But don't worry, we're here to help. We'll break it down into simple steps and give you some great tips.
Exactly. Our goal is to make you feel more confident when you apply for your next job in English. So, are you ready, Pete?
I am. Let's get started.
Okay, so the first step is finding a job to apply for. Pete, where do people usually look for jobs?
Great question, Kim. The most common place today is online. There are many websites called job boards like LinkedIn, Indeed, or Monster. You can search for jobs in your field and location.
Mm-hmm.
You can also look directly on the websites of companies you want to work for. They often have a careers or jobs page.
That's a great tip. And don't forget about networking. That means talking to people you know. Friends, family, or former colleagues might know about a job opening.
Absolutely. Networking is very powerful. Now, once you find a job you like, you need to apply. This usually means sending two important documents, a resume and a cover letter.
Let's talk about those. For our listeners, a resume is also sometimes called a CV, which stands for curriculum vitae. Pete, can you explain what a resume is?
Of course, a resume is a 1 or 2 page document that summarizes your work experience, your education, and your skills. It's like your professional story.
Right.
You should include your name and contact information at the top. Then list your work experience, starting with your most recent job. For each job, write a few points about your responsibility.
And what about the cover letter?
The cover letter is also very important. While the resume lists facts, the cover letter is where you can show your personality.
I see.
It's a formal letter you write to the hiring manager. In it, you introduce yourself, say which job you're applying for, and explain why you are the perfect person for that job.
So you connect your skills and experience to the job description.
Exactly. And here's a very important tip. Always tailor your resume and cover letter for the specific job you're applying for.
Tailor is a great word. It means to make or change something for a specific purpose. So don't send the same resume to every company.
Right. Read the job description carefully. Use some of the same keywords in your resume and cover letter. This shows a company that you have paid attention.
Okay, so you sent your application, and great news! The company has invited you for an interview. This is fantastic. What's the first thing you should do to prepare, Pete?
The first and maybe most important thing is to do your research.
Research the company.
Yes, go to their website, read about what they do, what are their products or services, what is their company culture or their values. This knowledge will help you answer questions and show your interest.
That makes sense. Knowing about the company helps you feel more connected and confident. What's next?
Next, prepare for common interview questions. Almost every interview starts with this one. Tell me about yourself.
The big one. It sounds simple, but it can be tricky.
It can. The key is to keep your answer professional and brief. Don't talk about your family, your hobbies, unless they are relevant. Talk about your professional journey and how it led you to apply for this job.
A short professional story. I like that. What about questions like, what are your strengths and what are your weaknesses?
Yes, another classic pair. For your strengths, choose 1 or 2 that are important for the job and give a specific example. Don't just say, I am a hard worker. Instead, say something like, I am very organized. In my last role, I created a new filing system that saved the team 5 hours per week.
That's a much better answer. An example makes it real.
Exactly. For weaknesses, be honest but positive. Choose a real weakness but explain how you are working to improve it. For example, I used to be nervous about public speaking, so I joined the local group to practice, and I've become much more confident.
That shows self-awareness and a desire to grow. Great advice.
hmm Finally, one more preparation tip. Prepare some questions to ask them.
Are there any other classic questions we should be ready for? Yes, this is so important. An interview is a two-way conversation. You are also deciding if the company is a good fit for you.
Right. Asking thoughtful questions shows you're engaged and serious for the role. You could ask things like, what does a typical day look like for a person in this position? Or what do you enjoy most about working here?
Those are great questions. It shows you're thinking about the future with the company. Let's move on to the interview day itself. We've done our preparation. Now it's time for the real thing. What are some key things to remember during the interview?
First impressions matter. That means how you look and when you arrive. Dress professionally, it's always better to be a little overdressed than underdressed.
Good point.
And be on time. This is very important. If it's an in-person interview, plan your route and aim to arrive 10 to 15 minutes early. If it's a video interview online, test your camera and microphone beforehand and log in a few minutes early.
Being on time shows respect. What about during the conversation? How should we act?
Your body language is very important. Sit up straight, smile, and make eye contact with the interviewer. It shows you are confident and engaged. Try to be friendly and positive.
And for our listeners, speaking in English can be nerve-wracking. What if you don't understand a question?
That is a very important point. It is perfectly okay to ask for clarification. You can say, I'm sorry, could you please repeat the question? Or could you explain what you mean by that?
The interviewer will understand. It's much better to ask than to guess and give a wrong answer.
Absolutely. Speak clearly and not too fast. Take a moment to think before you answer a difficult question. A short pause is fine.
Mm-hmm.
I also want to share a great technique for answering questions about your past experience. It's called the STAR method.
STAR. What does that stand for?
It stands for situation, task, action, and result. It's a way to structure your answers to give a complete and powerful story.
Can you give us an example?
Sure. Let's say the question is, tell me about a time you worked with a difficult customer.
Okay.
First, situation. Describe the context. A customer was angry because their delivery was late. Then, task. What was your goal? My goal was to calm the customer and solve the problem.
Situation, task. Got it.
Next, action. What did you do? I listened to their concerns, apologized for the delay, and tracked their package. And finally, result. What was the outcome? The customer was happy that I helped. They thanked me and have continued to be a loyal customer.
Situation, task, action, result. That's a brilliant way to give a clear and impressive answer. So the interview is over, you shake hands or say goodbye on the video call and you leave. Is that it? Are we finished?
Not quite. There's one more very important step. You should send a thank you email.
A thank you email? Why is that important?
It's polite and it shows you are still interested in the job. It also helps the interviewer remember you.
Okay, so what should we write in this email?
Keep it short and professional. First, thank the interviewer for their time. Mention the specific job title you interviewed for.
Right.
Then you can mention something specific you enjoyed discussing. This shows you are paying attention. For example, I particularly enjoy learning about the company's new project in...
That's a nice touch.
Finally, briefly say again that you are very interested in the position, then sign off with sincerely or best regards and your name.
And when should we send this email?
You should send it within 24 hours of the interview.
Perfect. And after that, all we can do is wait, right?
That's the hardest part. Be patient. It can sometimes take a week or two to hear back. It's okay to follow up with a polite email if you haven't heard anything after the time they said they would contact you.
And that brings us to the end of our guide to applying for jobs and interviewing. Wow, that was a lot of information, Pete.
It was, but hopefully it's very helpful. Let's do a quick recap of the main point.
Good idea. First, tailor your resume and cover letter for each job. Second, prepare for the interview by researching the company and practicing your answers.
Third, during the interview, be professional, be confident, and use the STAR method.
And fourth, always send a thank you email after the interview.
It's all about preparation and professionalism. Thank you so much for all those tips, Pete.
My pleasure, Pete. And to all our listeners, we wish you the very best of luck in your job search. You can do it.
Absolutely. Thank you for listening to the English Master Channel. Join us next time for another episode.
Goodbye for now.